Live from Nerd Bacon HQ in Des Moines, Iowa, this is the Level Up Lariat podcast right here at twitch.tv/nerdbacon. I am Jeff.
I am Justin.
And Dave is... The Watchman is having a bad day. The Watchman is in internet hell right now.
Yeah, poor Watchman. I mean, we were so close to having the stream up and running. I think he just... having some bad luck. May have to evaluate where he lies with these internet provider.
Need to rethink his life.
Yeah. Evaluates my life.
Don't, in case you are ready, the finally cough. I just got home, okay? I figured that Dave and Justin would be running and going, but hey, technical issues happen, and now here we are.
Yeah, we were actually up and ready to go by about 6:30. So it's been technical issue after technical issue. So we're up and running now.
Exactly. It's Jeff to save the day, as per usual. That's what. Justin, how are you, my friend? It's been you trekked back to Marion from Des Moines, and you're back in the middle of nowhere.
All's going well. Haven't really gotten to do a whole lot of gaming since the last time we seen each other on Saturday, but. Got everything hooked back up and the gear all put back together, and now I'm just getting set for the holidays and trying to figure some of this streaming stuff out, because, I just knew it and figuring it all out and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of recovered a bit from Extra Life, and I'm... and again, thank you to everybody who donated. We ended up with $320.
Okay.
There might be one more donation out there that didn't quite go through, but 25 hours, 2 days, a number of games, and $320 goes to the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. Thank you to everybody who donated, and thanks to all of you, Justin and Dave, and shout out to Mighty Rye for stopping by and hanging out. It was fun. But
a lot of fun stopping by. I'm already looking forward to being able to do something next year with Extra Life and other events along the way.
Which we'll get into later, because we have a big event coming up in about a month. So we will get to that here in a second. But of course, we are a podcast here at twitch.tv/nerdbacon, and the archive will be at youtube.com/nerdbacon. And we talk about mostly video games and a little bit of pro wrestling. And if you're in the chat, get ready with some questions, because at the end of the show, we do about 10 to 15 minutes of a question and answer section for all of you wonderful followers, subscribers, chatters. Just be there. Just be around.
Yeah. What Jeff said.
Yeah, just be you. Justin, I need to take a lead on most of this stuff, because I have been kind of zoned out from Extra Life. We start in the world of professional wrestling to lead up to Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver War Games. There were some issues. There were some events unfolding at Raw and right now on SmackDown. So what did we gather from our last day, our go home show from Monday Night Raw?
So Monday Night Raw last night, I actually spent a little time with the wife, and we sat down and watched it, and which I don't usually do, but I had 2 hours recorded, so I was able to skim through some of it, and basically not a whole lot. It was actually a pretty chill Raw, except for a few small things, and I'll kind of ramp up to the biggest one.
Small things.
So there was a triple threat match between Mickie James, Dana Brooke, and Bayley to see who would be the 5th member of the women's Survivor Series Raw team. Bayley did win that, so she will be participating as the 5th member of the women's Raw team, along with off the top of my head, it's escaping me. I just know Asuka's on the team, so I'm imagining Raw wins that one anyway. So then we did have the Shield back in form. The 3 main. Everybody's back from the viral meningitis.
Sure.
Everybody's back and healthy. Roman Reigns came back with the Shield. Stephanie McMahon was on Raw with her, and Kurt Angle opened the show.
How was Roman received?
Roman was cheered. When he was cheered at the very beginning, when he first kind of, because they had Seth and Dean show up at the top of the stairway.
Okay.
And then right behind them after like 5 seconds of them just standing there kind of looking like, yeah, we're here. You see Roman kind of peek around the corner, and there he shows up, and he was cheered, but he did get booed as the program went on a little bit. So Stephanie kind of alluded to that because she did say, like, are you cheering him? Are you booing him? What are you doing? So she kind of played into it a little bit, which was kind of unique because, you know, they don't always break the fourth wall very often. So also they challenged the New Day, and it did become official. The New Day versus the Shield is going to be at Survivor Series.
Okay.
So that'll be one of the matches. And then as the night went on, Brock Lesnar was there with Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar didn't do any talking. Heyman did all the mic work, which is no surprise. During the middle of his segment, there was a pretty interesting piece where a man and a woman, somewhere off to what had been Heyman's left, the man had proposed during the middle of a Paul Heyman segment. So the crowd was chanting, she said yes, and then Heyman kind of lit into him about doing it during his segment and kind of went off script for a minute.
Nice.
He said something like the only reason she said yes is because she hasn't been close to the Beast yet, or something like that. So
nice.
No, kind of
nice. So good.
So Bray Wyatt then had a match with. Okay, and then back on the Brock Lesnar thing before I forget, they did talk about AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, so that is going to be the match.
Sure.
All things considered, because Jinder is not having his rematch tonight.
Okay.
That I know of. I'm not watching, but that I know of. So it's AJ versus Brock Lesnar this Sunday.
Yeah, I've got WWE.com up here, and they say nothing about Jinder or AJ. So.
Okay. Then there was a match between Bray Wyatt and Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan being the 5th member of the Raw team announced last week. That was kind of talked about by Stephanie. And the reason I bring this up is because Jason Jordan was injured, storyline injury, in the program, thus Kurt Angle having to decide whether he wanted to put out his injured son, who begged. I mean, he literally begged, did everything but go on his hands and knees in the ring and in the back. And Kurt basically, you could see he was struggling with, is he going to keep him on the team? Is he not going to keep him on the team? Stephanie came out and basically said, if you're not going to make any announcement, I will. Kurt then started to mumble through and started to say something when none other than Triple H's music hit. Triple H came down to ringside and got into Kurt Angle's face, and he said, if you're not going to... I mean, he basically... It seemed very personal. Obviously, did say, if you're not going to say it, damn it, I will. He said, I'm the 5th member of Team Raw, so now Triple H is the 5th member. And then he pedigreed Jason Jordan right in front of Kurt Angle.
Okay. Baby Daddy 1425 says, I subscribed. If you did, hey, thanks. Thanks so much.
Oh, thanks, Baby Daddy. Appreciate the subscription. So basically, this is starting to ramp up the very, very, very early beginning of WrestleMania season,
sure,
hinting at some sort of Triple H and Kurt Angle match. But that is your Raw, essentially. No other titles changed hands. Alexa Bliss hinted at being on SmackDown tonight to watch the title match tonight. I mean, that was really it. So I did see notification that Baron Corbin beat Sin Cara to retain his title, so it will be The Miz versus Baron Corbin on Sunday as well.
I don't understand why Baron's facing Sin Cara. Is the depth of the SmackDown roster that thin? Why is this not Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger?
I'm not sure. All things considered, it almost seems like Ty Dillinger has been forgotten.
And that angers me. That angers me so much. Flames.
Yeah,
Flames.
I don't understand that at all. Don't understand it at all.
If you don't have plans, don't call them up. If you don't have a plan for them, don't call them up. Like, God.
You gotta look no further than Austin Aries, and it's not good. Not good. They're just running out of plans with all this talent. They're going to lose it.
And it's a logjam behind them. I mean, they just brought in Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Aleister Black, and they're all right there. And Drew McIntyre, they're all going to be there too. You got to find a place for them.
Right.
They can't be NXT for the next 10 years. Sorry.
Right. So, really, And Conqueso says that the Miz is too douchey for me. But the one thing, my wife says the same thing about the Miz being douchey, but he gets reaction.
Then he's doing his job. If you don't like him, if you think he's a douche, if you hate him, he's doing his job. I particularly love the Miz. This incarnation of Miz, I love it. He is one of the few pure heels that the company has left.
Yeah, I agree.
In a world where face and heel, the line gets so blurred with kayfabe being dead and the network and everything, the Miz is still a true heel, which you rarely get anymore. And I think that is, to put a pun out there, awesome.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And let's just hope that they continue with the strong card on Sunday, because kind of quick segue into then our preview for NXT TakeOver War Games.
I'm excited for this, dude. I'm excited for War Games.
I'm more excited for this than Survivor Series. Has been a common theme with the NXT shows, for me anyway. And the thing is, it's the first War Games match in 20 years.
Yeah.
And the card is shaping up slowly but surely. So there is a title match now: Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Cien Almas.
This is going to be a good match. Andrade has deserved a shot like this for a long time. That dude is an awesome worker, a great heel. Yes. That dude can go. And seeing him and Drew would be a hell of a match. That's a hell of a title match.
I don't think the title changes hands in any way, shape, or form, but all it took was putting a female with him, and he's really came out of his shell. So, definitely enjoying the stuff that Andrade's doing right now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of working my way down the list. Let me get back into what I was looking at here.
So it's Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream.
Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream, which is the match I'm looking forward to the most.
I'm way in on this.
Way on this match. Now, I don't know what they were going for from the get-go, but whatever they were trying to do, it worked, because these two are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. I love these two going against each other, and Velveteen Dream has just exploded on NXT.
People have slept on him for quite some time, because he's changed a couple gimmicks, but man, I'm gonna say Clark. I forget his first name now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because he was on Tough Enough.
Yeah. But that dude is awesome. He's killing this Velveteen Dream gimmick. I love it. I'm all in on this. And the fact that these two are polar opposites, but they play off each other very well. I'm so glad he's getting his shot.
Yeah, I am too. I'm really excited for this match, and I've been a fan of Aleister Black since before he was Aleister Black. Of course, we've talked about that in the past. So I'm definitely looking forward to this, and I really hope that. This match pans out, because I think it will.
I imagine that Aleister Black wins this, but we can do a prediction show when we get closer to it.
Sure. Next match that I'm going to mention on the list will be the women's title match. It's a 4-way title match to determine the next champion, because obviously, as we know, Asuka never lost.
Right.
So we've got Kairi Sane, who won the Mae Young Classic, which, by the way, if you haven't watched, you should, because I finally got a chance to watch it.
Pretty good.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I am still waiting for Toni Storm to appear.
Right.
Peyton Royce, Ember Moon, and Nikki Cross. I want to say Kairi Sane wins it again. We'll do our predictions at another point. But man, they could go any four anyway, and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, there are four great workers. I think Billie Kay somehow gets involved too, because Peyton Royce is in it.
I agree.
And I love Billie Kay, man. I love Billie Kay. But, and I love Ember Moon, so this will be a great match.
Yeah,
these four can go.
I agree. Nikki, and obviously, don't sleep on Nikki Cross. She's an amazing worker. One of her best match so far in NXT was the I don't know if it was a false count anywhere. I can't remember the exact terminology, but it was something with Asuka when they went through the table and off the ladder, and that was
the fatal 4-way at San Antonio. I say it was.
Something like that. And that was, so don't sleep on that one, of course. The next one we'll go to is the big one that people are going to be talking about, because it's the first time in 20 years you've had one of these.
Oh, you mean Cassius Ohno versus Lars Anderson? What's his name? Lars
Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan, yes. Cassius Ohno.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno is another match. Two big guys.
I love Chris Hero. I love Chris Hero.
Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno, whatever you want to call him, he's being very heavily overlooked on NXT right now, and I don't know if it's because of a influx of talent or they just don't know what to do with him.
Both.
Right, or both. The crowd's been kind of mixed on him over the last few weeks, but I don't see that the crowd's really supporting Lars Sullivan a whole lot. I don't. This is just a weird.
Lars is a monster, man. They're pushing him to the moon.
They're pushing.
All right, then
he's the NXT equivalent to Braun Strowman at this point.
Then the War Games.
Yes. Then War Games, first time in 20 years, like we said. It's the Undisputed Era, Sanity, Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong. 3 teams of 3 just going to war, and what I imagine if they do it right, it's 2 rings, 2 cages or cells over top.
Right.
It's a toss-up at this point. I haven't looked too far into
it. We can predict later, but the fact that the War Games is existing in 2017 is awesome for one. Number 2, we get to see Eric Young, Adam Cole, Bay, Roderick Strong, 2 of the biggest, baddest people in the company, and Authors of Pain. Killian Dane involved in that too, and it's just
I can imagine there's gonna be some pretty big spots in this.
This is gonna be huge, dude.
Yeah, Eric Young is absolutely crazy. All 3 members of Sanity are crazy.
Yeah.
Killian Dane is just going to be a wrecking ball in there. But then you get the Authors of Pain, like you just said. And then all 3 members of the Undisputed Era, plus Roderick Strong, are amazing workers as well.
Yep.
This just screams, match of the night.
Boy, they're really putting a push onto Roderick Strong here, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
I like Roddy a lot. So he's been so plain since he first got to NXT. He's just been the indie darling. So actually giving him personality and putting him with the top dogs, letting him run with them, this is awesome.
Yeah, and here's the weird thing is when they teased that he was going to join the Undisputed Era and then he turned on them, I almost wouldn't be surprised if that happened at NXT as well. Like you said, he's been kind of plain, so they need to do something with him because he's had a couple different entrance themes, and he had a little run with Bobby Roode, a little run with Drew McIntyre, but this is just going to be an all-out war, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So before we get into video games, because that's really all I got for pro wrestling.
Sure.
There's no big news. Breaking news from SmackDown: Charlotte Flair defeated Natalya to win the SmackDown Women's title.
All right.
And she will be the one facing Alexa Bliss on Sunday.
Ooh, okay.
So it's Charlotte versus Alexa on Sunday.
That'd be a great match.
No surprise.
You want to flip through the Survivor Series card real quick, because I have it up here?
Yeah, let's do.
Survivor Series card as of Monday morning. Of course, this will now change with this. Cruiserweight champion Enzo Amore versus Kalisto.
Yep.
The Miz versus Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Busos.
Yes.
Yep. Alexa Bliss versus now Charlotte.
Yep.
Women Team Raw: Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley.
Yes.
Versus Team SmackDown of Becky Lynch. Will Charlotte still be in that then, or will that be Natalya then?
I would imagine that would now be in Natalya.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't put her in both. I wouldn't think, but I could be wrong.
Carmella, Naomi, and Tamina.
Okay. Yep.
Then on the men's side, Team Raw: Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and not Jason Jordan. It's now Triple H.
Yeah.
Wow. Versus Team SmackDown of Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, and John Cena.
Yeah, who didn't have to earn a damn spot on the freaking team
He
like
just
everybody else
came
did.
back. And then Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think you missed anything at all. That's perfect. That's your card. Saturday NXT, Sunday Survivor Series should be a good weekend for wrestling.
It's a big weekend of wrestling, and I think we might do something this weekend. I think I have a basketball game on Sunday for Survivor Series. We may do a... we'll talk later. We might do something for TakeOver.
Okay.
We'll talk. that's basically all I got for wrestling as well. That's kind of the look forward to a big weekend. Survivor Series is the number 4 thing on the WWE Big Four. But I think, but like way down there, like WrestleMania, obviously number 1. I'd say SummerSlam is number 2 in their eyes. Rumble is 3, and then Survivor Series is way down the card. I think Money in the Bank is closer to that than Survivor Series.
Right. I think they just go with Survivor Series because of the history.
Right.
And even if they had King of the Ring, I think that could be considered a 4th. But the history of Survivor Series, I think, is the reason why they go with that one.
Sure. And the whole like Raw versus SmackDown thing now.
Yeah.
So while we're here,
they never did announce that there's any stipulations, so I don't think that
there
going to
be any
switch.
They're botching that one too. So when Ken Queso asked, "Are you pro Raw or pro SmackDown?" I'm pro WWE. I'm pro New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm pro professional wrestling.
I am pro professional wrestling as well, and if you want to even break it down to which brand am I rooting for, I wanted to break it down. To which brand I'm rooting for. It goes based on match because certain matches I'm rooting for Raw and certain matches I'm rooting for SmackDown. So
that means there are bright spots and low spots on both shows.
Yeah. Damn it, just make it Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. Done.
Yeah. Please. I mean, how cool would it be to have Sanity in the same ring as, the Shield and
do Sanity versus the Usos versus it's all 3 tag champions.
Yeah.
Sanity versus Usos versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
Cesaro. Okay.
All right.
That's professional wrestling. Also, while we're here, people who are watching this, pick up Fire Pro Wrestling World. It's a badass, awesome game. I played a ton of that on Extra Life. I think it's my favorite wrestling game of the year.
Yep.
Definitely better than 2K. All right. It's coming to PS4 at some point, I think early next year.
Okay.
Anywho, video games.
Video games. That's what we're here for.
That's what I'm mostly here for, yes.
So not a whole lot of news on the video games front, but as you see, I have the list pulled up of a few things. So
do you? Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Dave, if he's watching, I don't know if he's able to because of his technical issues. He had some PSX rumors. I have nothing for that, so unless you know anything, I'm just going to say we will probably cover that next week.
Yeah, we'll cover PSX next week. I know I've been out of the loop because of Extra Life. It's kind of taken my life away from me, and
okay. And I haven't seen anything about PSX rumors, so whatever he's obviously got something good. So I'll let him kind of.
He's got the scoops.
So,
Celebrity Deathmatch HD 4K remaster.
4K remaster. Oh boy.
If they're putting that on Blu-ray, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
So the first thing that's on the list would be, and I know Dave doesn't really care for first-person shooters, but he does like Star Wars. So, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has came out officially today.
Yes.
If you had EA access, you were able to play for 10 hours, or 3 missions of campaign that you could do within 10 hours as well. So just wanted to kind of get some early impressions for Star Wars Battlefront 2 and also talk about some of the impact, so to say, it's having on the gaming world and community, whether it be positive or negative.
So I've played a good chunk of it. So I streamed some of this last night. I'd say I put about, since it officially launched, I put about 4 or 5 hours into it. Mainly just the multiplayer aspect, and I always say I'm being isolated from all the BS. I really enjoy it. Like I've really had a good time just jumping online and playing the game. It's a lot better than the first game was. I'm just enjoying it more. It looks great. It sounds fantastic. It's a lot of fun to run around and help out, and you're always getting rewarded for things. You're always getting points and credits, and it's a constant reward. And I've enjoyed it. I think the single player stuff may be kind of light.
Sure.
I've not touched the campaign yet. I've just done a couple of the other single player stuff, and they're really short and unnecessary. So that's kind of weird. And some of the business side aspect things I find to be a little weird. But just actually playing the game, I've been enjoying it.
Okay. When you were playing the other night, it was last week. You were playing on PC when I finally kind of booted it up and tried to play a little bit on my Xbox, and I have it for Xbox One. I pre-ordered it, and I have, as we kind of discussed last week, I got the Xbox One X, which we'll talk about later in the show. But I got the Xbox One X. I do not have a 4K TV or 4K monitor, but even in the 1080p that it's running, it is upscaled a little bit or a lot of it, because it looks fan-freaking-tastic on my monitor. And I have some pretty damn good monitors for the 1080 side of things.
Sure.
So I actually was going to play a little bit tonight before the show. I was unable to because I had to adult, because, life. But I did jump in real quick to kind of take a look and just see what was kind of going on. If I had some loot crates or whatever from pre-ordering. I wanted to get those unlocked and whatnot. And like I said, from Saturday, I just hooked up my equipment from coming back home on Sunday. But yeah, the experience I had in the 10 hours has been really positive. I mean, I struggled a little bit with the multiplayer because I hadn't been in very long. I played 2 missions of the campaign, and I can see where it gets a little samey. You're kind of just go here, kill all the people here. Go here, do this.
Just seems plain.
It's real plain, but it is fun. It doesn't do anything for me in the Star Wars lore or the world in the Star Wars universe. It doesn't. And that's okay. I don't need it to do anything. It can be its own thing. But there's more single player stuff you can do out there with like the arcade mode and whatnot. Sure. So, like you said, I agree with you. It's kind of light. It's kind of light on the single player front. And the matter of fact is, most people that are getting this game, because let's look back at Battlefront 1, the most recent Battlefront 1, that is. The people that complained about that game, they wanted single player content, so they did get some of that, and they tried to rectify problems that they had before. Now, granted, it created some new issues that we'll touch on in a second, but it is really light in the single player stuff. And I don't know if I know there's some DLC that they've talked about coming, and I'll get it. I've already technically paid for it with whatever edition I got, and I think I don't know if there's any single player content coming with that. But it is kind of light, so it doesn't seem like it, and it's not too difficult. I was playing on the hardest difficulty, but it looks fantastic, and it feels fantastic. It's not going to be your Call of Duty. I know I'm shooting, some realistic machine gun kind of ordeal, but you definitely fit into the Star Wars universe, and being able to switch from first or third person is kind of nice as well. So
yeah.
I had a lot of cool matches in that first 10 hours I got to play a little bit of.
There's some cool shit that happens. Like it's that thing. It's that Battlefield thing. It's all of a sudden you look up and a Y-wing just exploding over your head, or all of a sudden you're running next to Kylo Ren and Darth Maul and Darth Vader. There's some cool shit that happens in the course of a match.
Yeah, and really I want to say that the standout that I've gotten to just briefly touch on, and I want to play more of. What is it? Is it the Starfighter? Is that what it's called? The mode? It's
the Galactic Starfight. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's your dogfight essentially.
Right.
So I was really stoked when the Xbox released backwards compatibility to OG Xbox because I could play Crimson Skies, but there was no multiplayer.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys got mad at me. I got super bummed. I'm like, I want to play on Xbox Live. It's the whole point of this. And you and Dave are like, no, you should play single player. You should play on the same couch. I'm like, no.
Well, and I'm okay with it not having it, but this fills that void for me. This actually is a nice spot that if I want to go play and fly around in Kylo Ren's whatever it's called, then I can do that. And it's a lot of fun, and it's tight, and it feels good. But then as soon as I want to just go back to boots on the ground, I can do that. And whether it be a tight-knit battle or those big gigantic battles with 40 players, it doesn't really matter. And like you said, you get rewarded for so much.
Yeah,
so
just existing. You get points just for living.
You get 100 points just for dying.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of points for that.
Crazy.
Now, I saw Con Queso kind of talked about, he's kind of said loot crates.
Yeah. So you want to talk about that? Because it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, we'll kind of go to the negative side of things. So this isn't a perfect game, and I didn't expect it to be. Loot crates, let's put it like this. If Star Wars Battlefront 2 could talk, it would say loot crates are life. Because
look,
loot crates pretty much exist for everything. There's 3 different currencies. You can buy loot crates for almost anything. It almost gets too convoluted when it comes to the different currencies and what you can buy and what you have to equip and what you don't have. I mean, it gets a little convoluted.
And this whole system, the loot crates and the whole star card thing, just seems really tacked on. Like, this seems like something that they could handle way better. Loot crates should be there the way Overwatch does it. Yes, you get emotes. Yes, you get sprites. But you get skins for your character.
Right.
You can customize your characters. That's what I wanted from Battlefront 2. Is let me create my own character. Let me get new hats, new clothes, new guns. Like, give me more of that, and less of, well, this will give you a 10% bonus on your freaking grenade. If you don't have this, you're just screwed.
Yeah. And Conqueso just said it feels pay for play, and I don't know if I'm actually was going to say it almost still feels pay to win. I mean, because again, you can pay to have bonuses that others can't. I'm not going to spend a single dollar or a single penny on a loot crate. Here's the thing. I'll unlock them just fine.
Right.
EA is listening today or last night before the game dropped. They did change the amount of coins it took to unlock a hero.
Right.
It went from 40 to 20,000, I think. But they also lowered the amount of tokens that you get for certain things, like completing the campaign. So now it's everything was limited by like 75% or something like that.
Sure.
So but you have to have a good balance. So on one hand, you have people saying, "Oh, loot crates, poor me. I can't. It's pay to win. Blah blah blah." And on the other hand, people want, "Oh, let me earn it. Let me play this game. I don't want everything handed to me right up front." But we have a society nowadays that wants everything handed up front.
Sure.
So I think you mentioned Overwatch, or I'll even go further back, Halo 5. Both of them do loot crates perfect. It's all cosmetic. There's no reason to have pay to win.
I'm gonna disagree with you, because Halo 5, the war games, was that their one mode where you had consumables? I don't like when loot crates give me consumable things.
I will say I will agree with you. I will correct my statement. I will say it did it right outside of the war games or outside of that mode.
There we go.
Overwatch did it perfect.
Yeah.
It's cosmetics, it's victory poses, it's emotes, it's gear or outfits. It's not okay, now my gun is better than yours because I paid $20 and opened 50 loot crates.
Right. And you can still do that. I mean, you can buy a ton of loot crates, but there are many cases in that game specifically where they just give you them. Like, hey, we have a new special seasonal event. Here's 2 crates, or you leveled up, crate. And and you played 2 games of this, crate. Like they kind of throw it at you, so you don't need to pay. And even when you're paying, you're not really winning anything. You don't get any advantage on me. You just look cooler.
Right, and with that said, Star Wars Battlefront 2 does give you a loot crate a day just for signing in. Obviously, you're not going to get squat.
No, you're going to get crafting parts and credits.
Crafting parts and credits. And again, there's 3. There should only be 2, if not just 1. But there should only be 2 forms of currency: crafting parts and credits. There doesn't need to be those diamonds or gems or whatever.
Right.
And then it just becomes too convoluted, like we said. So
this whole system shouldn't exist. Like this loot crate system should not exist.
Now, on the flip side, I'm okay with loot crates, like I said, if they're done correctly.
Right.
Destiny has loot crates that you can buy, and they're not done perfectly. Other games have it, and $60 games are becoming more and more expensive to make. Because they're becoming more and more expensive, game companies are trying to find ways to make more money, and I'm okay with that, because the games I like, I will pay for some additional content, like a season pass. And I will support, like if, for example, Cuphead. I love Cuphead. I paid $20 for it. If they came out tomorrow and said, here's a $20 season pass and you're going to get this, and this, I would support them because they did a fantastic job.
Right.
But then you got EA, who's usually money hungry and kind of greedy, and we're getting this weird loot crate system. And yes, they're listening and they're lowering the amounts and they're doing different things, but it still has the pay to win feel to it, and that's
this isn't new for them. I mean, you look at games like Mass Effect, you look at games like Battlefield 1, all that was cosmetics.
Yeah, and that's all it needed to be.
That's all I want.
Give me Kylo Ren without his mask on, which I got today. I think it was a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, I did too.
Give me another variant of a stormtrooper or
Give me
something.
a cooler lightsaber. Give me a cooler, like, different colored version of Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Exactly. I mean, that's all you really need. The fact that it's doing this, you're seeing a backlash from the gaming community. Now, the question then becomes, do you not buy the game and not support them? Or do you buy the game and then not buy the loot crates? Because which one are they going to listen to more? I would say if you like Battlefront or you still want to play the game, or you're just saying, hey, I don't want to support loot crates, you don't have to buy the game. But if you buy the game and don't buy the loot crates, that's going to say more than just not buying the game at all. Because the people that are buying the game, they still might do that. But if a bigger majority of the player base just doesn't buy loot crates, they're going to see that in the stats that come down the pipeline. So,
and you look at it this way too: is the whole pay to win thing. What are you winning? I mean, sure, you may, hey, I won a round. Okay, great. Next round, moving on. Like, I'm with you. I won't spend a cent on it because I just want to play, and I don't care if I finish first on my team, last on my team. I don't care. I just want to play the game, have a good time.
Exactly. And the little bit I got to watch of you obviously hadn't bought a single darn thing, but you were having a damn good time. The little bit I played, I had a damn good time. It looked fantastic. It sounds fantastic. Oh, by the way, the sound in this game is, again, impeccable. It's really good. But I don't need all that crap. Now, you're seeing the effect of people going to Metacritic, and the user score is like 1.6 when the general score is like in the 7s or whatever from, actual critics. So obviously there's some backlash there, but, again, they're listening, but how much? I mean, right now they've done one thing. They've just lowered the credits that it takes to acquire heroes, but you're also getting a lower payout on certain things as well. So we'll see how it goes forward, because Battlefront 1 didn't necessarily have this problem to this magnitude. So I hope they fix it, because it's actually a really fun game to play.
It is. But where was this complaining when like Madden got released a couple days early? If people are playing, Madden Ultimate Team, they're just throwing away, here's some extra credits, here's some extra cards, you get a head start, go. So the people who are playing like Madden Ultimate Team, they're way already out in front. So if you're not picking up that day and spending all that money, you're left in the dust.
Yeah, and the talk was like it took 40 hours or something like that to unlock a hero or something like that. I think Conqueso kind of alluded to that in a comment there. But there's been other games journalists that have came out and said it didn't take them that long to do that. It's all about how many credits you unlock, what credits you unlock when, and what you're doing. Right. And again, I don't really care that much. Now, granted, I get competitive and then I start losing, and sure, I would like to have that competitive edge, but I also realize my wallet doesn't need to be affected by it. So loot crates can be an entire show subject at some point at the way it's going.
This year especially. But you can play the game, you can enjoy the game without having to do microtransactions.
Exactly.
It's fine. The whole pay to win thing, I understand where they're coming from. I just want to have a good time, and I'm having a good time.
And it's no different than like Shadow of War. We talked about that game a few weeks ago. There was talk of like you needed to have pay to get the true ending and all this. Sure, there might be a grind behind it, but you know what? Just buy the game and play it. If you don't want to do all that, you don't gotta.
Right.
So, it's really up to you in the grand scheme of things if you want to do it. Now, with that said, it doesn't make it any better or look any better when you got a company like EA putting this stuff behind a pay-to-win wall, or, so there's got to be a balance there. I know they want to make some extra money because games are becoming more expensive to make, but you can't necessarily be 100% pro-consumer, but there's got to be a weird balance here. And basically at this point, it was 100% EA. So hopefully there's some changes in the near future, and I think you'll see some. It's just a matter of
I think
they are and when.
This kind of backlash will make them think a little bit more going forward about how they want to do that.
Yeah.
Now, let's keep in mind, though, I'll put it out there, the DLC for this is free.
It is.
Everything,
it is free.
Everything. Every hero, every map, everything, free.
So would you rather pay for a season pass or have a loot crate system like they have now?
Well, this is what I'm getting now, so I'm okay with this. Because I won't spend a dime on the loot crates. So I won't spend anything extra, and I get free maps.
Right, and a lot of times, just like with Assassin's Creed, if you bought the gold edition or the extra editions, you got the DLC content already included.
Right.
So, I had bought the whatever version that got me the game 3 hours or 3 days early. So I was like, if I would have gotten the season pass with that, great. Otherwise, I probably would have bought the season pass and not spent a penny on the loot crates anyway. So it's kind of a happy medium. They're giving you any and all season pass stuff for free, and who knows, with the backlash, they may be more customer or consumer friendly items to come from that. So EA already has a bad stigma attached to them. This isn't helping.
No.
Let's see if they can kind of earn their way out of it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess I'm not too perturbed about it because I wasn't going to spend money anyway, but no. I can definitely see where people are coming from. So.
Yep.
But don't bother me none because I'm going to keep playing it.
It's worth the play. So
take that.
We'll kind of move on to another subject. This actually wasn't necessarily on the show list, but it just came to mind. It's a quick segue, but it's sticking with EA. EA did just come out and say that they are talking about not annualizing their sport games anymore. It's going to maybe be like a service, a games for a service, and it being more of like an update, and maybe it coming out like a new game coming out every 2 or 3 years, but not every year.
Genius. I've been asking for this for years. Is it just put out Madden and then update it with new rosters, new modes, new cards, just pump into it like you do with like a Quake Live or something like that. Just make this a certain price, the shell, and then just update, and then a couple of years, Madden 2 or whatever you want to call it. Like this makes total sense and could end up making them more money in the long run.
I agree, and the reason I brought this up too is obviously sticking with the EA theme, but also thinking, Madden is a kind of game that their fan base is diehard.
Yeah.
If when those games come out, they're getting that game regardless, and that may be the only game they play all year. With that said, I'd be okay with I pay whatever price, and then maybe a roster update is like $5 or $10, and I just pay for like updated, and maybe it updates a little bit of the graphics or something. There's like a small update, because they can push those kind of things out, and I think this would be smart for them to do. It also would kind of save them money going forward with not having to develop another one. Granted, they're just using stuff from the previous year, and they're just upgrading it as they go forward. But I agree. I think this would be a smart move by EA, and really 2K could do the same thing, I think, and it'd be okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they could pump, like they have new uniforms all the time. Update the crap out of them in the actual shell. That way you just have like a freaking mile-long list of uniforms. Or now, hey, you can play the game in London. We put it in there, or something like that.
Yep. I mean, they're already doing weekly updates with roster updates, and they're putting out updates with players' stats and their attributes. Which we don't want to obviously get into when we're talking about it now, but with the whole kneeling during the national anthem, there was talk of them adding something in to do with that or whatever, and I don't think they did or anything, but they're obviously able to add updates is the whole point here, and if they can do that going forward, and it just allows them to not have to annualize a sport game, then it might just be a win-win for both sides here.
Yeah, it could be a big cost-cutting scenario where you don't need all that manpower to make a whole new game. You just say, hey, you guys quickly put an update out for this, add a new stadium, add a new uniform, add a new concept, go.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Neat.
I agree. All right. So no real easy segue onto this one, but according to Forbes and a couple other outlets out there, the Xbox One X over in UK, early sales are not only blowing people's predictions away, they have almost doubled the sales of the PS4 Pro in its first week over in the UK. PS4 Pro sold 50,000 in the UK in its first week, while the Xbox One X sold 80,000 in its first week. Again, these are just over in the UK. Aaron Greenberg from Microsoft on the Xbox team came out and said that the numbers in North America are much, much higher. And that, again, is according to Microsoft. Those numbers have not been released yet. But the whole thing leading up to the Xbox One X was, who is this for? And it's selling.
Apparently everybody.
Yeah. I mean, apparently people are. And now, people like you and I, and let's just say if money wasn't an object, people like you and I like to have tech.
Yes.
And that's all this is. It's why I didn't, me personally, I wasn't fearing it as much. But I also have been an Xbox guy for years. I'm okay with that. But with that said, does it surprise you any seeing? I mean, this is again just UK numbers coming from Forbes and other outlets. But does this surprise you any that they have sold almost double in its first week of the PS4 Pro?
Really, I'm not surprised because they've been doing a damn good job at marketing. They've been really good at pushing the important facts at you, or at least what they seem to be important facts. And what they're doing is working. It's the damn 6 teraflops. They're making this console, and here's the trick of the whole thing. This console is exactly what they said it was going to be, which is a big thing nowadays because a lot of times you get oversold something. No. Whatever they said about the One X, you got it.
Yeah. Every console launch is going to have small issues, and there's been a very, very, very minimal group of people that have said, they've had small issues with the Xbox One X. But it happened with the PS4 Pro, it happened with the PS4, the original Xbox One. It is what it is. Now, I was an early adopter. I got the Project Scorpio edition. I had it pre-ordered from day one. And the thing's beautiful for one.
Yeah.
And two, I don't have a 4K monitor, like I said, and I'm okay with that. I can already see a difference on my 1080p monitor that I have, and the thing is the people that are getting this, they weren't concerned with the who is it for thing from the beginning. They were getting it regardless, and you're right. Microsoft promoted this from the day it was announced as you're going to be able to play everything you thought of before. You're going to be able to play the original Xbox library, which they announced later on, but you're going to be able to play everything you can on the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, but it's going to look so much better. It's 40% more powerful than the PS4 Pro, and it's going to be up-res or upgraded on even in 1080p. Load times are faster, blah, 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 and they have done exactly what they said they were going to do.
Yeah, and
from day one.
That's a big thing. They're say what you will. They are men and women of their word. They said, we promise you this. Here you go.
Yeah, look at Don Matrick at Microsoft when he announced the original Xbox One, and Phil Spencer Xbox One X. The two almost completely different. Like he said, this is what it's going to be like. And then how many times did Microsoft have to backtrack on, oh, well, now we're not going to have this feature, but we are going to do this. And that's why it hurt them from the get-go. That's why Sony got the huge lead, because I was even confused, and I am an Xbox guy. Now, I have a PlayStation 4, and I'm damn happy with it. But now I know if I want the game to look the best, which I'm not as big in, I would rather have gameplay and story. But if I want the game to look the best, I know where I'm getting it. There's not really a big issue with that. So when Phil Spencer came out and announced this, and he said you're going to get 6 teraflops and you're going to get all this up-res and you're going to get all this library and all this, it's there, guys. Yeah. And it looks and it runs great.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be, I mean, $500 may seem like a lot, but many people now in the gaming world just like, screw it, whatever, here you go. So money is not an issue for many people. For me, especially now, it is. But
well, sure.
It's that's great that it's selling as well as it is. I know people, like, we were kind of on the fence about it when we first heard it, but I remember after E3, after the whole Phil Spencer talk about it at E3, I felt better about it, and I can only imagine then how the common consumer would watch that and go, oh, hell yeah, I'm buying one. Like the way he promoted that made you want to go, hell yeah, I'll buy that.
With that said, and I'm going to kind of tie this into the next subject, which was my week 1 impressions. So I'm just going to tie it all together because I don't really need to do any sort of nerdy segue, which I could. But anyway, I digress. So Phil Spencer, and you actually alluded to this really well too around E3 time. When he talks, you listen, and it's kind of like, we believe in Phil. Like that was kind of been the mantra from Microsoft and Xbox since he took over, and even more so now.
It's just
so he's delivered
himself, the way he just stands there and just delivers the message with full confidence, and he's not like in your face. He's not aggressive. Nope. He's just there. This is me. This is my company. This is our product. Here you go. Like, he's very transparent. I love that about him.
He's very transparent, and everything that he has said, he has delivered on. He has said, I'm going to make sure that you can play Xbox One games on the library of the games on the family of consoles. Done. He has tried to get games like Rocket League and Minecraft to be cross-play. Sony's not cooperating, doesn't want to do that. Fine. Doesn't need it. He's just cooperating with Nintendo.
Yep.
He promised what he did with the Xbox One X. It is delivered. Now, the next thing that he has kind of talked about was now we're going to focus on building our first-party library of games.
Which they need to do. He knows the problem. He's going to address it.
Yep, and the thing is he is a gamer first and foremost. So I'm okay that a guy like him is leading it. He's not just some face in a suit put in front of you to say a lot of fancy words like teraflops.
Right.
But he says that this is what they're going to do. So my thought would be, if you're going to trust him if you trusted him so far, I don't see any reason not to believe he's not going to bring something going forward.
Yeah.
You know, he's obviously traveled over to Japan. He's been trying to bring over some Japanese titles. He's trying to do more with bringing first party now. And I think this is going to really start to show going into next year. You know, but there still is some questions. You know, like we said, we were kind of leery on the Xbox One X. And a part of that is, okay, I can have this awesome piece of tech, but where's the games?
Right.
Well, if we have them, then really, what else is there to complain about at this point? So
yeah, they're coming. He says
exactly.
They're coming, and I believe him.
Yeah. I mean, look at what Reggie said in March when the Switch came out. You know, talk to me in a year.
Give us a year.
And yeah.
What a year it's been for Nintendo.
Whew. And you know, talking about the Xbox, you know, my impressions again, week one, I did nothing but positive. I haven't had the system run terribly at all. It runs fantastic. I've played Xbox One games. I've played Xbox One X enhanced games. I've played 360. I've played the original Xbox games, and I've tried them out. Everything seems to work really well. I will say another thing. A game that I've played a lot of, Dead by Daylight, it's not enhanced. It still looks a little better, but not only that, the load times are so much better. Like, this is an online-only game, and Jeff had watched me stream it, and he was like, the freaking load times are poop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. What can you do? But they're so much better. Just in that, the amount of matches I played the other night were almost double what I would play normally. So, I have the Project Scorpio edition, the everything. It's sleek. The only thing it's different is it's heavier. It's not much different in size, but it's sleek. It looks really well. It runs quiet. I brought it over to Jeff's on Saturday for Extra Life. We didn't really get to toy with it too much, but you know, but still, it's fantastic. So look forward to it. If you're someone that's into the Xbox family of anything, games or systems or whatever, you know, if you're not able to drop 500, wait. It'll obviously go down in price at some point. Or if you're waiting to buy a 4K TV, do that and then get this. But it's definitely worth it. Even, you know, everything I've seen has been positive. It does only have a 1 terabyte hard drive, so that can kind of get used up pretty quickly if you don't have an external.
But the beauty is that you just take your existing external hard drive from Xbox One, unplug it, plug it into the One X, and you're gone. Like, it's done.
Exactly. Yeah, and I had it with me on Saturday, so all I had to do was just plug and go, and because I have a 5 terabyte external, and I plugged it in. I did the initial setup, and then while it was downloading, it even said, if you go to this website on your phone, you can set up your settings for the system, and it will sync to it as soon as it's done doing the initial update.
That's neat.
So I did. As soon as I got done doing it, it's like, welcome level up Justin. I'm like, all right, it's already got my settings.
And done.
And then, and I was playing a game. So
nice.
It's absolutely fantastic. I would say it boasts everything that it said. You know, I would definitely give this a high rating, and I look forward to playing with it going forward. So
yeah, I'll have to come out there and check it out sometimes. I am interested in seeing the thing run. Now this I kind of equate this. I mean, PS4 Pro, but even like back with the 3DS, because now we have the 3DS. Now we have the new Nintendo 3DS, which does improve loading times. It makes the game look a little bit better. It's just this is not a new concept to have these middle generation consoles. It's just now it's just more prominent because everybody's doing it. I don't want to get a Switch Pro though.
Right. Not only is it more prominent, but this is a pretty substantial upgrade.
Yeah.
Even more so than the PS4 Pro. So again, like you said, I don't want to get like a Switch XL because they made the screen bigger and the Joy-Cons bigger. I could see Nintendo doing that. I don't need that. Like I'm good with what it is. Yeah. The Switch is fantastic the way it is at this point. So
cool.
Okay. So really that's kind of a lot of the gaming news. Oh no, I do have one more subject, but we'll do it now. It's not. I don't want to end on a sour note, but I do want to kind of address this. It's kind of the one sour thing in the gaming world. So, IGN yesterday, the many members of the staff went on strike. They went on strike yesterday, and they went on strike because there was a former IGN employee, and I'm not going to go into too many names here, but an IGN employee that now works at GameSpot who came out and claimed that now, again, don't know whose story is correct or what's true and what's not, so I'm just going to speak in generalities. But she just basically said that she was harassed by a former IGN employee who was let go earlier this year. And according to his release, everything was mutual at that point. It had nothing to do with this. So now the story comes out, and people were saying that, you know, the staff was basically saying, we want IGN to do something.
Right.
Because at this point, they hadn't really addressed it outwards. It had just been internal. So they did have to address it. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is partially by what Conqueso just said. It's unfortunate the topic of sexual accusations have become desensitized. We say I understand the wide safer numbers, but it becomes news overload. And he's right. It's unfortunate. I wanted to bring this up because, again, it is gaming. It is news in our world. And it looks like after a long meeting yesterday, after numerous tweets, there was a statement released, not by IGN, but by the staff. They actually themselves wanted to release it. And basically, it looks like everything's going forward. I don't know if anything else comes of this, but just something I kind of want to talk about because it does hit home more so than some of the other things. And I don't wish this upon my greatest enemy, and I hope that she has gotten whatever she needs to continue on with her life in a normal fashion, as normal as possible.
Right. Yeah, and for stuff like that, because more and more places are having this become a problem. I think I saw an article here that DC fired an editor today accused of sexual misconduct. So it's piling up, and these companies need to get out in front of it and say, hey, we've either if they heard this, do something about it. Make your statement. Get out in front of this and say, hey, we're not standing for this. I mean, this shouldn't be it's happening everywhere. No, if it's happening in your own backyard, do something about it.
Right. Speak up. Don't be afraid to do so. I know that people do get afraid to do so. It sounds like she was kind of afraid to say anything.
Oh, sure.
And due to the fact that they kind of told her, it kind of seemed like IGN kind of was like, there's whatever's between you two, just you guys stop it. And she left shortly after. He was let go earlier this year. And I'm glad that they handle it, but the longer this goes on, I'm curious if we'll come to find out that IGN should have handled it a little better in the past. But the reason I wanted to bring it up is again, just from all of us at Nerd Bacon to kind of say, if, again, like Jeff said, if something's happening in your backyard, do something about it.
Yeah.
Say something. Tell somebody. If the only thing you do is tell somebody, at least say something.
I mean, it can be very difficult with stuff like this. I mean, it's a very sensitive issue, and it's something that can haunt people for years. So I can understand why why women are hesitant to come forward to this, because it's a big deal. It's something that it takes a lot of guts to say to somebody that this happened, because you put so much trust and you feel violated, and it is very difficult. But just know that there is support for you whether you believe it or not, there actually is support there for you. And if your company is trying to hide it, that's a bigger issue. So
right.
We just want justice served for those who deserve justice.
Exactly. And again, Conqueso says that it kind of came off like she might have been bullied into being quiet. I don't know. And the thing is she has heard what she said, and the other party who was involved had what he said. And you can read one and feel one way and read the other and feel the other way. I don't know who's telling the truth. Right. I don't know. That's for IGN to figure out. I just hope that because at this point we're getting trial by fire, and that gets a very dangerous, slippery slope.
Yeah.
Because people are being accused and then basically shat on, and we don't even know if it's legitimate. Now, most of what's came out has been legitimate. Sure. We don't want it to become something where somebody's accused, especially if it's somebody that we look up to, or whether it be in our industry or another. And this one just hit pretty close to home.
And we're not calling anybody a liar in any sense. We're just saying that if things are coming out, we want them to be coming out as somebody taking a stand for what's right and done the proper way. So
yeah, she still works in the games media. She does a fantastic job. And I hope that, again, that she has found whatever peace that she needs, and if she hasn't, that she still seeks that. And like you said, I'm glad that she spoke up and she's continuing on, because the worst thing she could have done was just held on to it for her entire life.
Yeah,
and I just hope that it's resolved in the correct manners.
Right.
And that's what it boils down to. So
again, it's a matter of be careful out there, people, and don't. There's always somebody there to help.
Yep.
Okay.
So not to minimize that.
Yeah.
But to go on to the next subject.
Sure, go for it. I've got some patch notes when we're done with the bigger stuff. So go ahead.
Oh well, that's kind of the big stuff.
Okay.
I'm
scrolling through Polygon here real quick and just kind of seeing what their big takes are. Walmart will have the SNES Classic in stock this week.
Oh, I actually Saturday got my first taste with the SNES Classic, and
I think it's pretty neat.
I kind of want to buy one now. They're kind of cool. Neat. I kind of want to beat Yoshi's Island.
You shut your face. I want to play Star Fox 2 on legitimate SNES console, and I want to play Mario RPG again on a legitimate, in a non-emulation way.
Right.
Retailer will be selling the system starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern on November 15th, 16th, and 17th. So it gives you 3 chances to grab the system this week.
So starting tomorrow.
Yeah, is that tomorrow? Yeah, 15th, 16th, 17th, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific.
What retailer you said?
Walmart.
May have to see if I can pick one up.
Yeah, that's happening. So if you want that for Christmas, I would look at that. Amazon Black Friday deals came out.
Okay.
Let's see. They have a lot of sales on 4K HD TVs.
I'll be keeping an eye on that. I got my eye on a few.
I would say they've got like a 65-inch 4K Ultra HD LED for only $1,500.
I won't be spending that much money. No.
It's a 49-inch 4K for only $160.
Wow.
Now we're getting there.
I've been kind of keeping my eye on a 55 that's running right around 800.
For 4K for $160, I would definitely pay that. Save up to 25% on select Seagate hard drives. If you want to upgrade your Xbox One or PS4 hard drives, you can do it there.
Then you should.
Absolutely, you should. Save 30% on Corsair K70 gaming keyboards, which if you don't have a mechanical keyboard, I would suggest it, except for streaming, because all you hear from me is when I use it.
Yeah. Shoot, the keyboard that I have here isn't too bad, but you can hear that.
This is my stock Alienware keyboard here that works just fine, but you'll hear it playing in Doom and what have you.
Yep.
35% off of select SanDisk memory products, such as those SD cards that you can use in your Nintendo Switch.
And you should also get those because it sounds like...
Because WWE 2K18 is bigger than the hard drive.
Same with NBA 2K, I believe.
I believe you're right. I think that's weird and bad. Up to 40% off PC, gaming laptops, desktops, components, and more. So Amazon has a bunch of Black Friday sales if you want to get in some stuff there. Offer up 50% off savings on Just Dance 18 if you want to go that way.
Woo!
If you want to see some Just Dance 2018, you can do that.
I feel like that might be a Nerd Bacon Extra Life game next year.
Let's see. The report coming out that Mario could get a movie deal from the studio that's behind Minions.
I did see that today.
Yes. Nintendo and Illumination Entertainment, the animation studio behind the Minions and Despicable Me, are close to a deal for a feature-length Super Mario Brothers movie, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Very cool.
It says feature-length, doesn't say anything about live action, so fingers crossed. It's just animations. I assume it has to be with Minions and Despicable Me, and I think I had said this earlier in the year that I would love to see Mario done by DreamWorks or something like that. Hey, look, I'm kind of getting my wish here.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like this would be a good fit.
Yeah. Let's see. GameStop is halting the used game subscription service. So there was a leak that came out saying that GameStop is going to have a GameFly-esque subscription service for its used games, kind of all-you-can-eat kind of deal. Apparently not anymore. It's not anymore. I think Polygon reached out and GameStop came back saying, "We have elected to temporarily pause the rollout of our new Power Pass subscription service based on a few program limitations we have identified. We feel this is the right thing to do now to ensure we are able to provide our guests exceptional service."
Well,
so GameStop and start.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's something else. Hulu is working on a live-action Hitman series.
Oh, very cool.
I would love to see that. I mean, with the upcoming success of The Punisher on Netflix, seeing Hitman on Hulu would be a lot better than seeing Hitman on silver screen, because Hitman movies suck.
Yeah. Wow, right. And a quick segue into that, Hulu, since we've last talked, had a stealth release on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, Hulu is now on Switch.
Yeah, Hulu is on the Switch, so download, and if you have a Hulu account, you can download and watch Hulu right on your Switch, which I never doubted that those streaming services would come. It's just a matter of time. But it was a silent release, so stealthy.
No big deal. They put the dates on the Wolfenstein 2 post-launch DLC.
Oh, okay.
There are 3 DLC packs coming out. Season Pass is $25. The first piece, The Adventures of Gunslinger Joe, is set to be released December 14th. The Diaries of Agent Silent Death will follow on January 30th. And see, no concrete date for the third, The Amazing Deeds of Captain Wilkins. But that's supposed to be in March, roughly. So 3 DLC packs coming in the next few months for Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, which I want to get for Black Friday.
I was just going to ask if you had gotten in, if you have played it, because I have not.
I have not. I recently bought the first Wolfenstein. It's on sale on Steam for $20. So I'm like, I'll play that again. So I want to play through that first before getting into 2. Plus, I want to get through South Park, and I want to get through at least start playing Shadow of War before I try getting into Wolfenstein. But we'll see how Black Friday and Christmas pan out.
Shadow of War is pretty fun. If you like the first one, you'll like this one.
But see, I loved the first one. Will I love the second one?
I think so. It's just more of what you loved.
It's not been reviewing that great from what I saw. Like, not as good as the first one was, I'll say.
Oh, right. No, and I don't know if that's affected by the whole loot crate thing and the, pay for extra, like for the whatever ending and the grind at the end or whatever. I don't know, but I liked it. Yeah. For what it's worth. So.
Real quick, more Black Friday deals from Microsoft. The Xbox One S, so the S, not the X, will be available at the Microsoft Store and certain other retailers for $189. That's a price drop of what, $20? Is it two or $250 now?
I thought it was $250.
Okay, so that's a substantial drop.
Yeah, there's a lot of Xbox One S deals.
Yeah.
If you really want an Xbox right now, you can get an Xbox One S. Well, I guess it depends on the hard drive because the 500 gigabyte hard drive is $200.
Yeah.
So, I guess depends. This one on Amazon through Microsoft, the Xbox One S 500 gigabyte console, $239.99. That's with no game. Mm-hmm. But if you really want a game, there's retailers out there with bundles right now, and they'll be there continued. So.
Yep. And games like Forza 7, Gears of War 4, Halo Wars, and Forza Horizon 3 are $20 off their standard market price in the Microsoft Store. Additional deals and peripherals, including $20 off Xbox wireless controllers, $15 off headsets, and $10 on 3-month or 6-month Xbox Live Gold subscriptions.
Very nice. I want to say that Microsoft was doing a deal if you bought a new Xbox, but I don't remember, where you could get certain games for free. And I don't know when that started. I might have to report that for next week because I don't know if it started yet, but Battlefront was included in that.
Their Black Friday sale begins on November 23rd and runs through November 26th.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, all you Black Friday shoppers.
And I was out at the mall in West Des Moines, Iowa, and there was Xbox One X consoles at the Microsoft location there. I've seen them out there. You're probably not going to find the Scorpio edition,
right?
But if you really want to upgrade it, you can find it. It's out there. But like Jeff said, the S bundles are very, very plentiful, and you'll have no problem finding those.
And those Xbox One S are tiny, and they're kind of cute. I like the white, man. I like the white console, the white controller. They look dope. I like those.
Yeah, I just put it upstairs, and I still like it. It was fantastic from the moment I got it. So
big news for me, since I still play Tekken 7. Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 is coming to Tekken 7. This is fucking dope.
that's a really cool out of nowhere announcement.
That trailer was neat because Tekken World Tournament was happening in South Korea, I believe, this past weekend or recently, and where they announced that Noctis was coming. I love they're kind of digging into the ether. They're kind of digging into other companies to pull characters. I mean, Geese Howard from the Final Fight series, the King of Fighters series. He's coming. I think he's the first one coming. I think this spring.
Okay.
Or how coming soon, I think. And then Noctis from a Square Enix product coming in. That looks dope. And they're also putting a Final Fantasy 15 stage in there as well. So that makes me happy as a fan of FF15 and a huge fan of Tekken. So
yeah. And it came on the 2-year anniversary to the day of the announcement of Cloud in Super Smash Bros. So on the Wii U. So very cool announcement. And it kind of caught me off guard when Dave sent that. I was like, what? Like, this really happened?
Really?
So
got this? Okay.
Really cool announcement.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Fortnite Battle Royale may have a new competitor because Crytek is putting this game Warface, trying to get into the Battle Royale craze. Warface is a bad name. I don't know if it's a terrible good name or a good bad name. It's Warface.
It's like Warframe, man. I didn't really care for that one either. Yeah. It's just I don't really know, man.
So on Warface's blog, the devs had said a new experimental PvP Battle Royale mode would be coming in the next update, but for a limited time. So they're trying to maybe cash in on the craze of the Battle Royale. I think right now it's kind of hard to get in on this, especially for a limited time on a game no one's actually, well, I should say no one's playing, but on a game that's kind of just under the radar like this. Don't know.
Right. Yep. And freaking Fortnite continues to be really popular, and Battle Royale, PUBG broke its own concurrent record on Steam. So I mean, it's just been crazy the amount of love these two games are getting. And December 12th, that game will be out on the Xbox and you'll be able to play it.
While we're quickly on the subject of PUBG developers put out their next idea for a game. It is a steampunk MMO.
Yeah.
Yes. So, here's what's happening. The game is called Ascent: Infinite Realm, done by Bluehole, the original devs on Battlegrounds. I think there's a trailer. There's a revealed trailer out for it right now. It is. I was trying to see So what they're saying is Ascent: Infinite Realm, which is A:(IR. It describes an open world game marrying a steampunk setting with high fantasy elements. The game will feature realm versus realm, aerial combat, and from the looks of the extensive trailer, some form of player-generated housing. So Bluehole is going to the steampunk fantasy dragon realm with their next game.
Very interesting. I'll be keeping my eyes on that one to see how that turns out with the same crew from PUBG. So,
and while we were on the subject of reveals of fighting game characters, oh my God, Injustice 2. I freaking lost my collective shit because Injustice 2. Oh boy.
They come out with, okay, we're gonna have the third fighter pack and we're gonna reveal it, and all the fighters you've had so far have been great.
Yep.
I mean, think how you felt when they announced Hellboy.
Yep. I can't wait for Hellboy, dude. But Fighter Pack 3, the trailer revealed at a recent esports event. I forget what it's called. It's on TBS, I think. The Atom, which we all know is from B.J. Rowles' portrayal on Legends of Tomorrow, right?
Yep.
The Enchantress.
Yep.
Which there's a DC version of Enchantress.
Yep.
And then, oh my God, the camera
out of nowhere
to a dark alleyway, and you see a sigh drop, and then the camera pans, and a coat goes flying, and here come the frickin' Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh my God, all four of them are going to be in Injustice 2.
Yep. And I don't know if this is going to be like all four of them are four. I don't know if it's going to be four different characters or if it's going to be like one Ninja Turtle. You just pick which one, or if it's I don't know.
I really hope it's four different characters instead of just one. Have Leonardo and then the rest are just skins, because they all have different weapons. They have different styles of fighting, and I want to be able to customize my gear in all four of them, especially Donatello, because Donatello's my guy. But oh my God, Justin, we're going to get to play a fighting game by NetherRealm that includes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And you know what? We should have seen this coming, because the Ninja Turtles have been in multiple DC comics throughout the last few years and have had, multiple mashups with the DC universe. And I would have I've predicted some crazy people that were going to come to this game. I thought Constantine was for sure going to come to this game.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And then out of nowhere, you get the freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they look fantastic. I mean, there's no obviously video of them in game yet or anything, but it looks freaking fantastic, and I really hope they're fun to play. In fact, I re-downloaded Injustice 2 today because I wanted to make sure I had the 4K enhanced on my Xbox One X, and because I haven't touched Injustice 2 in a little while, but I had all the downloadable people, including Hellboy, in there. So I'm like, all right, well, I should probably download all these people.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for the day that I can go in and play the Ninja Turtles. I will be going back to play that. That's so awesome that they're putting them in there.
I'll give a quick hi to Noah Cook, the cooking gamer. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Noah. Thanks for tuning into the Level Up Lariat show.
Yes, we're winding down here. So the Atom is available for early access on December 12th. So I assume it'll go Atom first, then Enchantress, then the Ninja Turtles. Sorry, the freaking Ninja Turtles. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I would imagine. The only thing that Atom coming first is fine. It comes out the same day as PUBG, so I probably won't jump in to play Atom right away. But yeah, when they say Ninja Turtles are released, or when they have. I don't even care about this one. When they say that there's video up and I can see them in game, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be so hyped for them in game.
Man, so is
Think of the
Hellboy out?
gear. Think of the gear.
Yeah, is Hellboy out now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I'm gonna go play that later today.
Yeah, if he's not out, you probably already have him because of like early access. But I downloaded him today.
Okay, so I'll put it down there. Dude, I mean, there are people who are complaining about that and how it's like not a DC character. I'm like, dude, Ninja Turtles started as a comic book. Okay, they started in comics, and the comics are way darker than the freaking cartoons led us to believe. Like right, like Donatello dies in the comic books, which kills me. But like people die in the comic books, and
not only were they comic books, but like we said, they've had multiple run-ins with DC. You know, the Ninja Turtles and Batman have done comics together. I mean, there's been numerous crossovers with DC. So it makes complete sense that the Ninja Turtles are in this game. Especially every pack has had one kind of like surprise, so to say, or one like maybe not as known or not as like expected. And this one, then how can you get any bigger than the Ninja Turtles? I mean, this is pretty cool. This is really cool.
This is great. I cannot wait for this, dude. I'm so happy. I cried on the outside and the inside.
It was a fantastic trailer that really did a lot to grab your attention, but not give you enough that you know you're going to come back and want to see more.
Right. And then one final patch note: if you're watching on Twitch and if you're a Twitch affiliate. Twitch just released the usernames of all the Justin.tv accounts that were kind of in stasis since Twitch took over. So and they're releasing them to affiliates. I'm maybe partners, but for sure because I have the email. So if you're waiting for a username to come out of Justin.tv, it's now available.
Nice.
So
very nice.
There and they said if you change, your old Twitch name will still stay with you, so no one can take that from you. From what I was reading on that, so
very cool.
If you're a Twitch affiliate, want to change your name to a Justin.tv one, you can do that.
Very cool.
Justin, anything else, my friend? Before I guess, what have you been playing?
Yeah, the next subject was just what are we playing now?
I've been playing Battlefront 2 a lot online, and I'm digging it. Like I'm digging actually playing it.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday I sat down with you guys and we played a bunch of randomness, and then, like I said, we got to try out the SNES Classic for the first time.
That's cool.
Some Battlefront, and I'm gonna jump back into Injustice a little bit and check that out.
Yeah, now that Hellboy's out, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Right. The other thing I still need to get back. I want to go back to Mario Odyssey and get into that, but I got a lot of games over the next month and a half. I'm really going to focus on finally beating games that I haven't beat yet.
Sure.
Because I got like South Park, Fractured But Whole. I've got Shadow of War. Shoot, I beat Mario Odyssey, but I want to accomplish a few other things I know that are out there. But really, I know that December 12th, when it comes, that PUBG is going to be a game that I get the same day or on release day, and I'm probably going to get sucked into that. So I kind of want to get through some things in the next month and a half.
Follow the process.
There's a follow. Fantastic. I forgot to have a notification set. I think
Do we know who the follow was from?
So that's for the Jeff Roth channel, I think. Thanks. What else was I going to say before Bray Wyatt started yelling at me? Yeah, I'm going to play some more Battlefront. I'm like I said, I'm digging that. Yeah. I'll play some PUBG on the PC. I love it. The heck was that? Someone follow my Jeff Roth channel. I have my notification here on my OBS. So that's what that noise was. I'm going to play some Injustice 2 and play some as Hellboy. That seems neat. Play more Fire Pro Wrestling World, because that game is awesome. What else do I want to play? I don't know. I got into Splatoon 2 a little bit more. I'm like, okay, let's go back to that a little bit.
Oh, I mean, you guys got me into ARMS, and I've been kind of jonesing for some ARMS.
That was fun. Again, single player on ARMS is boring as shit, but taking it online and playing against people, that's fun.
Well, and I got to, just being able to pick it up for the first time, and you guys were like, okay, here's the buttons. We're all three going to fight each other. And I'm like, oh, so I'm going to get murdered. And to not get murdered, but not only, like, enjoy myself, I was like, oh, I kind of might want to pick this up.
To answer the first question before we get to our Q&A, Sub-Zero or Scorpion, I'm a Sub-Zero guy myself.
I would agree. Sub-Zero for me.
I mean, "get over here" is an iconic phrase and something that I love to death. But I think Sub-Zero is the man. Ermac is also the man.
Ermac.
We'll talk Mortal Kombat here.
Let's save this for the Q&A. Yeah. We can get into that if we want.
I'm a Mortal Kombat connoisseur, so I can talk Mortal Kombat all day.
Sure. Yep.
Justin, any final words before we kind of head things off here and get ready for the Q&A?
Actually, an easy segue real quick. So we were just talking about what we were playing, and a lot of the reason being is because December 17th. Yes. That is a Sunday.
Sunday,
December 17th.
What are we doing, Justin?
If you do not have anything marked on that calendar, you do now. And if you do have something marked on that calendar, cross it out because you have plans. We are doing the first annual, I guess you'd say the first because annualized won't be till next year, but the first Nerd Bacon award show that we are going to give awards to a plethora of categories. We're going to be dressed up and everything, and we're going to really just come out the door swinging and give some really cool awards to games that we enjoyed, maybe ones we didn't enjoy, and maybe ones that just deserve it for whatever categories we come up with. And really just don't have the exact time of the show, but it will be Sunday, December 17th. So if you don't have that in the calendar book now, please do. And I know Conqueso says it's, let's see, hold on. He said not the first. Well, it may not be the first, maybe Nerd Bacon overall, but maybe it's the first Level Up Lariat. I don't know what we're calling it, but we are doing a Nerd Bacon award show, and that's going to be December 17th. And stay tuned to that. And if you have any suggestions for awards or games that you'd like to see recognized for whatever reason, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, some categories will include, obviously, our Game of the Year. Maybe we're looking at best sound, best graphics, best console specific game, best genre. Yeah. We're kind of toying with a bunch of things, so it's gonna be a long show. We're gonna be tired. We'll probably be drinking, so it'll be a good time to come hang out, and we'll give awards to some famous and infamous games of 2017. Well, what was a fantastic year of gaming?
Yeah, probably the best year in gaming. You could almost argue of all time.
Yep,
so,
and of course, that'll be here at twitch.tv/nerdbacon, and we'll give the awards out then. Maybe we can talk Justin into coming to Des Moines.
Very possible.
Very possible. Anything else before we head off to the Q&A?
So, just if you haven't already, as you see in the lower left of my screen, at Level Up Justin, please give me a follow on Twitch. I'm probably the newest of the three of us that are streaming, but I'm gathering some really nice equipment, and I'm really trying to put forth some good quality streams. I'm a variety streamer, so I'm gonna be streaming just a lot of randomness, and I'm gonna really just start with the turn of the new year. I'm gonna get into a schedule where I'll be streaming more regularly. I'm still gonna stream at Nerd Bacon, the Twitch page there, but obviously, I can't be the only one who streams there, so if somebody else is streaming there, I will utilize my own channel. But make sure you give me a follow. Because I can't do a subscription yet because I'm still too new with all that. But give me a follow and help me along and pass the word along. And then the same thing with the Nerd Bacon channel. Give us a follow or a subscribe. And stay tuned because I think 2018 is going to be pretty big.
For sure. And on top of that, the Jeff Roth, which is over here, is my Twitch channel. I've been a Twitch affiliate now for a couple months, so I do have a sexy subscribe button. Or let's come check out I stream at least three or four times a week, sometimes more, for long periods of time.
Nope, I went the wrong side on my screen. Yeah, nice. Mine's over here. Mine's over here.
Give that a look-see. See if you want to support that. And Conqueso with the bits here on Nerd Bacon. Throwing the bits on Nerd Bacon. Nice
with
job.
The bits.
Follow everything. That. Check out nerdbacon.com for the latest from Justin, from myself, from the Watchmen, from a great group of very talented writers and contributors that we've got to know and meet and hang out with. So a lot of great content there, and more to come from all three of us. So Until now, that will end the main parts, the main course of the show. Stay tuned for dessert, because we're going to do about 10 to 15 minutes of question and answer, or probably some Mortal Kombat talk, because I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. So
why not?
Stay there. We'll be back in about 5-ish minutes, and we'll go with some Q&A.
All right.
And play my outro music. Go.
Thanks so much, guys.
Wake up, Justin. It's Q&A time.
I'm here.
I am also here. People in the chat, thanks for hanging out today as we discuss a lot of things, and Dave is probably at home putting his fist through a wall or something, and he's very upset. I feel bad for Dave. I feel bad for the MediaCom rep who has to go talk to him.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. We were ready to go right at 6:30, and just so much rough.
What I've noticed from working with the Watchmen is that when stuff breaks hard.
He has some really bad luck.
Yeah.
Because when stuff breaks,
and Noah, if you got me on a 1 second delay, I bet that's trippy. And then that's another follow on the Jefferoff channel. Thanks. I forgot that I had that turned on, so if you hear Bray Wyatt yelling, someone follow me on Jefferoff's channel. So thanks.
Where's my follows, damn it?
You don't have your Streamlabs set up, probably.
No, I don't. Well, I need to be taught. I need to learn.
There you go. Question and answer time, y'all. If you're in the chat, throw some video game questions, some pro wrestling questions our way, and we will do our best to expertly bullshit through it.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just go with the first question that was asked, and that, again, we'll just go back to it. So Sub-Zero or Scorpion? We both said Sub-Zero, and then we both also kind of said, well, okay, Ermac.
Well, Ermac's badass, but I'll tell you, like, my favorite Mortal Kombat character is probably Stryker. I just love the idea. He's just a cop, and he's got a gun and grenade, and I like Stryker a lot.
Yeah.
He's kind of my go-to a lot. Tremor is pretty neat in the MKX. Noah, thank you, my friend, for stopping by. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for following, or thanks for everything, Noah. And don't forget to follow my channel as well if you get a chance.
Yep. I play a lot as Aaron Black in MKX. He's pretty neat. Though
Man, I played a lot of MKX, but
Sonic Fox plays a great Aaron Black. I'm trying to think what else doesn't really play as.
I mean, I remember. I'm gonna pull up the roster, but I do enjoy Ermac myself. I pull up the last. I'm gonna pull up the most recent.
We're willing to talk to people, Conqueso. We're really. I mean, it's a matter of if the Watchman wants to get people involved, and they're making this still his baby. So we're just visitors.
Yeah,
Visiting contributors.
Yeah, let's see here.
Smoke was fun. Smoke was a lot of fun in MK3.
Oh, right.
You could blow up the goddamn world.
Right.
That's badass.
Well, and of course, if you get into the DLC, you've got like Leatherface and the Xenomorph and
sure. Johnny Cage was fun in MK9. Played a lot of Johnny in MK9.
Right. I never did stay around long enough to play as like Triborg when they had that as a DLC character.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was checked out by then.
Predator. I played Jason. I do remember that, but I'm looking at the roster now. I remember playing a little bit as Ermac, but there's somebody I feel like I'm missing that I played quite a bit at. Ooh, Kenshi. I think I played a little Kenshi.
Well, okay, so we'll definitely, we would definitely be interested in talking. Wasn't there Kenshi in MKX? Yeah. They put him in MK9.
He was in MK. I'm looking at the
in X.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Yep, he was in X. Takeda Takahashi. He was cool at first until he got nerfed.
Yeah.
And then he has that sweet like chain kind of like
Chain is badass, dude.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's who I played as. I think it was Kung Jin. Got the bow and arrow. I think that's who I play as. It was probably him or that Takeda, but Aaron Black, you mentioned him, he was cool. Ermac, I played quite a bit. I really wanted to like Kotal Khan, if you remember him.
Yeah, I did too, but I never did get the grasp of him.
No, with the totems and all that.
Yeah, that's too much. I was like, I just want to fight.
He's too slow. Yeah. So
people, get your questions in on the chat. We're just talking Mortal Kombat to kind of end the podcast this week. So if you have questions about video games and pro wrestling, shoot them in the chat, and we will. And
even if they're for some reason not about video games or pro wrestling, shoot them. And if we feel the need to answer them, we will answer them. Yeah. Conqueso asks, other than any large fighting franchises, any smaller fighting franchises that you play?
Yes.
Of course. Jeff and Dave are more fighting connoisseurs than I am. But I think that's slowly changing as I'm seeing the games they play.
Dave's a big fan of Skullgirls. I am probably less so a fan of Skullgirls, but I think because I suck at it. But the art style is cool.
You guys played a little bit of that on Saturday, and I almost had to pry myself out of there to leave because it was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, I will say I like. There's a game called Verdict Guilty, which is on Steam for like I think $10. It's a 2D art style. It's pretty neat. Also, if you want a free fighting game, which is freaking funny as hell, Dong Dong Never Die. I keep trying to get the Watcher to play that because it's a damn funny fighting game. Dong Dong Never Die. Also, Karate Selfish. What the hell am I thinking of? I'll find it here in a second. Blaze Blue, sure. Blaze Blue is. I'm more of a. I love Persona 4 Arena. I think that game is amazing.
It's backwards compatible on Xbox One now.
Is it?
It is.
I'll play the shit out of that. Guilty Gear Xrd is. Guilty Gear Xrd is pretty good.
You know, call this game what you want. It's more of the mainstream than the smaller fighting titles, but I played a shit ton of Super Smash Bros. On Wii U, and I maybe not be your prototypical fighting game, but having obviously those games bring a crowd at Evo, and I love watching them. But I got really good playing that game and enjoyed that quite a bit. So I never really the last time I got into a really small fighting game was Tobal number 1 on the original PlayStation.
Tobal number 1 has been ranked by the Watchman and myself. It is a great game.
Tobal number 1 was so. My cousin and I played Tobal number 1 so much.
Karate. What am I thinking of? It is Karate something. I'm gonna find out right now on Steam.
All right.
There were a ton of Brief Karate Foolish. Is what I'm thinking of. It's a free-to-play game on Steam with live action, like sort of Mortal Kombat style characters in their underwear. It is hilarious. So if you want a free game on Steam, Brief Karate Foolish is a game that you should play.
I will be picking up. Well, I'll be jumping back into Injustice a little bit, but I'll be picking up Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z is going to be amazing.
Yeah, what's that? That's February,
God.
right?
I did not want to stop playing that game at Evo after I beat Dave's ass.
That was February, right, for release date?
Yes. No, January, same day as Monster Hunter.
January. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
It is the same day as Monster Hunter. So. Yeah, I'll be getting that. I'll be early on my. That might be the first game I buy in 2018.
Yeah, I gotta buy both those games, Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball. Pineapples on pizza? Nope.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Don't put a fruit on my pizza.
Yeah.
Pepperoni, sausage, ham, bacon. Meat lovers, I'm fine. Pineapple. People have Hawaiian pizza, not for me.
I love Hawaiian pizza. I have Hawaiian family. I've been to Hawaii twice. I'm okay with it.
Not for me.
Canadian bacon or ham and pineapple, I'm fine. My favorite pizza is meat lovers, but yeah, you give me pineapple on pizza, I'm fine with that.
No, thank you. If a video game would be turned into a TV series, what would you see? Well, we kind of saw some of that. Castlevania is out there on Netflix. They're doing Assassin's Creed. They're doing Hitman for Hulu. But
Are you more asking what video game we would like to see turn into a TV series?
I assume so. I mean, that Mortal Kombat Legacy was badass.
The YouTube series?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was Mortal Kombat done right.
Yeah. I was gonna say Watch Dogs. That's kind of Mr. Robot in a way.
If I want to be cliche, I would be a sucker for a Legend of Zelda. It just depends on how they did it.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be animated than live action, but
I would love like a. I know it wouldn't happen, but like a Game of Thrones style, but it's World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay.
Like I know they're making the Warcraft movies, so they really can't do TV now, but
the pandas are coming.
There's just so many stories in that universe you could tell, and you could make a Game of Thrones style show with World of Warcraft. I think it'd be great. Bayonetta on HBO. Okay, I would watch that.
Yeah,
I've not seen Mr. Robot. I've heard good things about it. Season 3 just started, I think. So
it's only a couple seasons in.
Yeah, I've not watched it yet, but
if you could have, video game movies and TV shows for that matter, anything that's video game related, usually it's a pretty bad rap because they're really not usually really good.
Pieces of shit.
But as much as the movie was not received as well as it could have been, I'd be okay to see like an episodic Assassin's Creed.
Sure. You're seeing that cartoon coming to not cartoon, but that anime coming to Netflix.
Right. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Castlevania Netflix series?
Yeah, that's the same people who did that.
Okay.
I tell you, I really like the Warcraft movie. Like people want to crap on it. I like the Warcraft movie, but I'm a WoW guy, so it's really cool to see that stuff like in real life and see like the Dark Portal and see Elwyn Forest and all that sort of stuff. I like Warcraft.
Honestly, the Warcraft movie, being someone that didn't play it as much, the Warcraft movie was actually really cool. I didn't understand everything, but for what it was worth, I was okay with it.
I thought the main character didn't do a great job acting, but that's beside the point. The acting job wasn't great, but as far as the video game movie went, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought it was pretty cool.
And they set it up great for a sequel. They have baby Thrall going down, and Thrall is one of the most important characters in Warcraft lore, and he's one of the coolest by far. So if the second movie is about Thrall, and then have your third movie be about Arthas, have him become the Lich King, that would be badass. That's
StarCraft
just me going into Warcraft territory because I love Warcraft. StarCraft would have been cool too on a TV series. That'd be cool. That's like StarCraft.
We could sit here and go on and on. I could even see like some sort of you know, like I obviously I mentioned Legend of Zelda. What if you did Legend of Zelda in a Game of Thrones-esque like environment, like it's more like realistic and it could be interesting. I just don't know if Nintendo would let it go that far.
It could be the 17,000th port of Skyrim TV.
Yeah. Skyrim on your TV. Best port of Skyrim. No, I mean, I think games can kind of lend itself to an episodic formula sometimes, depending on the game, even almost better than a movie. It just really depends, you know. There's been talk of, for example, and I only say this because I have it in front of me because I was downloading it again to get the upgrade, but like Halo, they talked about a Halo movie for how long now?
True. Yeah.
And
closest thing we got was that that one live action thing that came with 5, right? There's some live action thing that I think Peter Jackson, not Peter Jackson, but someone shot a live action thing.
There was Halo Nightfall.
Yeah.
That was like going into 5. Because like I said, I got really into Halo 5. Well, I'm into Halo altogether, but I downloaded the Halo channel. I watched the documentary, and I like leading up to that game, and it was not great, but you know, there's been talk of a bunch of different games that could come. Sonic, we talked about Sonic a couple weeks ago.
By the way, Sonic Forces is a bad game, and I didn't play it, but reviews are bad. Also, Sonic Forces has loot crates.
Loot Crate 2017.
Trend of the year that needs to go away.
Yeah.
Not entirely, but do it right.
Yeah. Let's see if we can go on to a next question.
Yeah, let's take her home here. We got I got some Hellboy to play.
Let's see. Noah has a question about a pair of Yeezys. I don't know.
Don't buy Yeezys. How's that?
Just save your money and don't buy those. So yeah, let's take it home. I think we've kind of covered everything. Stay tuned for obviously continued video game coverage. Stay tuned for possible coverage this weekend of NXT War Games, which I would love to cover, possibly even doing something for some Survivor Series on Sunday.
Yeah.
And follow or subscribe to all the streams. Like, again, you can subscribe to Nerd Bacon. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. Use it on Nerd Bacon, or you can subscribe to Jeff Ross' channel.
That's me.
It's JEPH. And then Level Up Justin is mine. Feel free to put a follow on there. And these guys help me out a bunch by auto-hosting me when they are not live. But like I said, by the end of 2017, I will have hopefully some even new equipment and also a stream schedule kind of laid out. So, you know, continue to follow.
You have plenty of chances to watch us stream games either on Jeff Rock, Level Up Justin, or NerdBacon.com. We'll all be everywhere. Of course, we're back here next week with another episode of Level Up Barry Podcast. Hopefully, the Watchman will join us from his from holy hell that he's in right now with internet.
I have to check on him.
Yeah. People, thank you all for watching and for following my channel and following Nerd Bacon, subscribing to Nerd Bacon, and we love you all. We will see you guys next week. Stay too sweet.
Thanks, guys.